Hello and welcome back, my lovely viewers and viewerettes. Welcome back on our journey to 1 million kilometers. Now in our beautiful new truck, the Volvo FH6. Today I want to talk about a topic that's very near and dear to me, as it was a major part of my childhood in the 1980s. And I want to show you that especially Nintendo has always been in the game of milking our parents dry. But first of all, I want to actually change the paint job of our truck, as we are right here at the service center. And yesterday, after buying this truck, which happens to be black, I noticed that basically when creating the screenshot, there's this black huge monolith, which black in itself is a cool color, but it's very dominating. So I thought, like, you know what, we give this thing a nice funky color and make it as first step towards making it our very own special little thing. Okay, so then let's go put some paint on the car. Oops. Oh, I activated something and I don't know how. Starts good. Like it ended yesterday with the big crash. Okay, first of all, paint. First, I'm not doing a very special paint job now. There's a reason. I will show you a little bit. Paint is over here. I also want to change the cabin, by the way. I thought, like, you know what? We should go big with this one. Globetrotter XXL. Yeah, this looks good. Let's do the XXL. Oh, different front. Clean. Nice, nice, nice. Put the Volvo logo up there. So, that's what we have now. Volvo logo. You know what? We go for this style. I somehow like it. I also want to put a bull bar down here somewhere. Bull bar. Okay. Anyway, did I already? No, I did not buy it yet. It's gonna be 67,000, and we have to pay 36 out of which. So, and some funky paint job so that it look. Okay. Well, I'm somehow intrigued. Ears. Let's make it our very own. Let's make it something special. Dancing in Paris. Okay. Now that looks nice. Cool. Okay. I want to have something a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. All right. We are going in a direction. Oh, that's very elegant. I think I had a similar paint job on the old one. Also, very nice truck. Very nice. Whoo! What? But the one looked like. Well, what it actually. But still black. Not black. It's not that great, especially on screenshots, which I also need for our little channel here. You know what? Okay, it's kind of nice. It's blurred. The coffee truck. The coffee truck. This is sporty. This is coffee. Do we go coffee or do we go sporty? Work truck. The stripes down there. No, kind of a little bit. That's nice. I also want to have it like bright and somehow a little bit inviting. Oh, then this is Dancing in Paris. I clicked the wrong one before. Nah, but not really. You know what? Let's make it straightforward and simple. Oh, look at that. I have some coffee or not coffee? That's the question. Yellow and blue, well, orange-ish, whatever. My wife would tell me what kind of color this is. What should we do? Tell me, please. Coffee truck or not coffee truck? I think it would look kind of nice. Elegant. Sporty. Coffee. Black and white. What we had before was a nice design. I liked it. You know what? For now we go with this one. I think some will now take a huge breath like, he didn't take the coffee. He took something that looks like something. Yeah, let's take this one. Let's take this one. Is it already added? 66,000. Confirm. Let's have a big, bright truck. Now I think that's cool. Yo, I like that. It looks like a nice truck, really does. You know what? We also should add a better axle already for more weight. Possibility to carry more weight. 6x4. Heavy cargo. Yeah, we will pull a lot of heavy stuff, I think. We have a lot of horses. We should be mid-lift. A lifting capability. 8x4 is too extreme, I think. Also, there will be a lot more consumption as we do a lot of hauling on the motorway. Why is my roof missing? What the fuck? I don't want any refunds. Whatever you do, I don't want it. Leave. What all new modification? Didn't I just buy some? You know what? I leave now. Yep. Goodbye. I had this happen to me one time when I did a change, and for some reason suddenly my truck had a completely different color. I had no clue what I did. No clue at all. Okay. Let's do this again. I want some axles. No other modifications. Same color, same everything. Yes, like this. Heavy cargo capabilities, uneven terrain. Yep, we go with, is it a 6x4? No, it's 6x4, yes, good. So, confirm order. Yeah, looks like a truck now. 85,000 left, but we have a cool truck. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, jump into the seat in our cool new truck, now with funky colors. Oh, nice. Wait a second, I switch to in exterior view for a moment to give it a whole show. Ah, look at that. That's quite cool. Now I think we can be happy. This will be a good truck for... Oh, looks cool. Actually, I like it. It was a really good idea to put the Volvo emblem up there, or logo up there. Beautiful truck. Really cool. Seriously. Now we need some interior stuff. For now I think I need to actually earn some money again. So, let's do the main thing why we are here. Let's go trucking. First things first, I need to go home, wherever home is currently, and pick up a trailer. Can we simply get a trailer delivered here? Just a second, please. I want to... So, here's my mouse. Okay, I want a trailer. Trailer manager, yes. I want some trailer so I can connect it to this car. Chemical tank. Yeah, that's cool. I want that to be here. Somewhere near. Where am I? I'm in Austria somewhere. Okay. You know what we do? That put the chemical trail. Can I put it here? No. Linz. I want to put it. Why? To the garage in Linz. And we drive to Linz. We pick up the chemical trailer there. Yes, I want. And now we drive to Linz. Then we pick up a job. I think that's a good plan. Then, yeah, I've never yet driven the chemical trailer, so I think it's gonna be cool. It's new to me. Curious how... I hope the trailer will still be there, because Cheery is there. Whatever. I need to set a goal. Navigation point on the travel map, on the map, so I find home actually. Where are we? I know it's a little bit outside. Here. Yes, I want to go there. And I hope one of the trailers, at least, is still there when I arrive. Okay. So, my lovely people, my lovely viewers, let's get a move on for the day. Okay, I can switch that over. I don't need to recenter. Okay. Ugh. Maybe should have looked before. Whoa, I didn't get still fast. Okay. So. Okay. Let's get by 30. Salzburg. What was it? So. Yes. Good. By the way, what I changed was, since yesterday, the popping in and out of our computer thingy over there, which I will use in a moment to tell you a little story. Oops, when I don't trash the truck. Well, I need to get used to... Oh, it's right in the way. I need... Okay, something else I need to configure. Okay. Anyway. We have 120 kilometers ahead of us, and I want to tell you a little story from my past, which has a relation, or which relates to a topic that's current or reappears from time to time. That's the topic of prices of computer games. Because quite frequently I hear, well, gaming has become so expensive. And what I wanted to say is, it never was cheap actually, and especially when you consider Nintendo. Nintendo traditionally has always been in the game of milking parents. By ripping off is a too strong word, and I think they will sue me. Please don't sue me. But you have to admit, even if you are from Nintendo, you have never been really cheap. Let me prove it to you. I tended... let's begin it like this. I recently saw a reaction video of Gronk on YouTube about gaming prices. And I remember, I thought to myself, well, I tend to remember... Oops, I'm going way too fast. I tend to remember that I was as a young boy in the 1980s, early 90s, in shops, and that prices of Nintendo, Super Nintendo were ridiculously high. So it was really a major investment to buy such a thing. It was not like something you take along and be happy. It was something, especially games. Games were extremely expensive in my memory, at least. I remember seeing prices, because I'm from Austria. We had back then the currency of shillings. And I remember prices in shillings that were like 500, 600, 700, 800 shillings. And mind you, that was in a day or in a time when I remember my father in the mid-80s to be earning somewhere in the neighborhood of 9,000 shillings. So when a game was like 400 or 500 shillings, you can imagine it was a real portion of his income. So you might also have seen those videos of young children from like 90s or what at Christmas really going completely mental when they got the Nintendo or something. And by the way, it's one thing I need to learn, not to shake my head when I'm talking animatedly, because I checked my videos, and while I'm super into whatever I'm saying, it makes everyone else dizzy. So I need to keep my head straight while being animated while talking. Anyway, so it was a major portion of the income, and when you have to imagine something. So if you got a Nintendo, usually it also meant you had a TV in your room. TVs in the 80s were not cheap. They were really major investments. So for example, like I told you, my father earned in the mid-80s like 9,000. So it's discussions I remember from my parents. They had like about income and when certain things happened. And the TV easily was 4.5, so half the income. Imagine that. It's like nowadays, if you're earning, let's say 3,000 euros, a 1,500 euro TV for the children's room, not something for 270. Where nowadays I just saw an advertisement for a 50-inch Samsung for 267, even a somewhat solid one. I think I have some of those 50-inch Samsungs in my house, and the price drop is amazing. Anyway, meaning you got a Nintendo also meant you had a TV in your room, so your parents really, really, really like to invest in you or care about your, let's say, entertainment. Oh, we are here already. And my parents really were amazing and everything, but simply you can't produce money out of thin air. It was not something easy to afford. So I didn't have a Nintendo back in those days, but one of the neighborhood children had one, and usually the child that had a Nintendo around was the hero, the unsung hero of all his friends and buddies and what else. So you were the coolest kid on the block if you had the Nintendo, especially a Nintendo. There were some other consoles like the Sega, but pretty much the Nintendo was the shit to have. As simple as that. You had a Nintendo. I mean, Sega, it was cool, but no question. We took what we got as children, and as long as it was a computer and somehow made games possible, it was already very cool. But Nintendo was the king. It was like the crowning piece of your room, of your childhood, whatever. And then I remembered, well, even those games I remember those games to be fairly expensive, and I want to check it up if my memory betrays me. So, because it's like many, many years ago, many decades actually, meanwhile, and you tend to remember things wrong, and I was also young. And then I looked up prices, and I was not wrong at all. So I will show you in a moment when we put a trailer to our truck and get us a job again, so we can earn some. Oops, I don't want to buy one. I want to simply attach one from our current. Oh, I'm in the wrong menu, I think. Yeah, I need to go home. Wait a second. So, company trailer manager. I want now to attach. Use. Perfect. Yes, I want. Please, please. I want to truck. I want to truck with the truck. Let's truck some truck. That sounded weird. Let's truck. Truck. Okay, I just quickly want to check. Yes, it's attached. Let's go back into the menu. And now let's get us a job. So we can do our thing again. World map, convoys, jobs. I want a cargo market job in Linz. What do we have available for delivery? Linz to Riga. Oh, that's a nice long drive. You know what? We need some money. That's even longer. Port to Spain. Because why not? Let's do that. Because why not? Let's have some fun. Let's go trucking. Let's do our thing. Let's go trucking again. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Buying this truck was cool and all, but what I really enjoy the most with Euro Truck Simulator is what it's for, is the trucking part of the whole ordeal. So how far do we have to go? 63 kilometers. So I can tell you a little more on my today's topic. Oh. Yes, I switched off the popping in and popping out of that thing, which we used to have. The ones who I saw the earlier videos of mine will know what I mean. Is always enlarge, which is a cool setting for this kind of thing, but I think it's annoying or it's disturbing when really it somehow disturb the calmness of those things. I need to stop wiggling my head. I'm sorry. Well, anyhow. So, as soon as we are on the motorway, I want to show you some pictures. Because now our technology thingy here comes into play. Let's first go to our destination. It's just 49 kilometers. Makes things a little easier than, because I need to do a lot of turning, going through corners now. Anyway, you need to believe me when I say I checked out those things here, so those pictures over there, and I've found now evidence that my mind didn't betray me, that it was very accurate, because Nintendo games, which was pretty much our thing, our currency, our whatever, because no one could afford an IBM PC for private use, at least not in my surroundings. And we were normal working class people who were well living, good, with a good life, my parents and everything, but normal. So a Nintendo was, and maybe a C64, which I also then got later on in life. Well, later on in life, it sounds wrong. It was actually 1990. Well, anyhow, but the C64 was a little bit around, Atari, but what you really wanted to have as a kid was a Nintendo. Simple as that. A Nintendo was the thing, was your wish, was your biggest whatever you could ever want to think about. Simple as that. Anyhow, I checked the prices on the games, and 1989 Super Mario Game Boy version cost 49 Deutschmarks back then, which translates to roughly 53 euros, or in US currency, so in dollars, roughly somewhere 60. So, and when you compare it to nowadays prices, it's pretty much the same. And it was nothing special at all, because you find tons of old advertisements with like 49, 59, sometimes if you're lucky like 35 or something like that, you know, when it went for a lower price, but usually didn't. So, and this completely converts to what I remember as a child. So it was some really good money back then. By the way, the income of my father, I converted it as well. Translates to roughly, so back in the mid-80s, he was still a young guy, not that far worked up the chain in a company, so he was earning roughly 1,000 income converted to nowadays money. Oh, I need to go up there. 1,500 or so euros, 1.4, 1.5, depending on which calculator you believe. So, a 50, 60 euro game was a serious investment for him. Then I also checked the prices of the consoles, and because I was quite lucky, because my parents said, well, we can't buy a Nintendo, and also they had to believe Nintendo makes children stupid. It was pretty much what they said. I'm not sure how much of that was influenced by them simply not being able to afford one, but at the end of the day, that's what it was. Anyhow, one of my neighbor childs and very, very good friend back in the day, we got the Nintendo together with a TV and later on even a Game Boy. So you can't believe how blessed this child was, in my opinion. So seriously, coolest stuff on the block. So let's quickly pick up a cargo which we wanted to do. Why is there only cargos with 12,000 euros? What? Did I go wrong? Or is it outdated already? Cargo market. Trade market. Did I do something wrong? Well, whatever. Was it a different place, maybe? I really don't understand that now. Or did I use something wrong here? Nope. Maybe the offer is gone. I was on my way for too long. I don't know. 12,000 is very short delivery, actually. I should have bring this. Yeah, let's go north to Germany. 42 euros. It's not even amazing price-wise. Yeah, whatever. Let's pick up a delivery. So we got something, earn some money, and go from there. Doesn't always have to be the very longest one. Okay, I need to turn around. I remember that place. I usually don't like it a lot. Okay, let's go this way. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Will I hit the wall? Yes. Okay, let's do this. Straighten it out and go around the corner. Oops. Okay, that was too tight. Okay. Today, how not to drive. Now, come on now. Wait a second. Why am I in the wrong? Why do I have mirrors again? Oh, okay, I get it. Oh my god. So the mirrors depend on the chassis type on the cabin, you know. Always forgot. Okay. Surprises. I'll learn. So I could pretty much have bought any truck. Well, I'm really happy with the Volvo, as we learned. Yes. No, come on now. Please let. Yeah. Okay. You know this? Come on, guys. You know what? I know what. I have an excuse why I'm driving that shitty My previous trailer had an axle that was turning with the oh my god. I seriously consider at the moment taking that video, burning it, and never talk about it again. Now come on now. It's actually funny. How not to drive with me. Okay, let's make up a delivery with our car, with mirrors once more. Well, let's get this delivered. Another thing I wanted to check out quickly. So, and here we are again. I just needed to stop the recording for a short moment because I had the issue of the mouse pointer here disappearing. I don't know what happened. Anyway, let's drive towards our new destination. Let's get trucking. Let's do truck things for once more. By the way, currently we have 496 kilometers on the clock. So, 496 so far. That's cool. 999,900. No, 999,505 to go. Very, it's going to be cool. So, what I wanted to show you, look at that. My dear people. So, where was it? Look at that. I think you can't properly read it, but what it says up there is, maybe if I go and come closer, 349 for the Super Nintendo. 349. 199 for the, at that time, rather outdated NES. That was some real money. I mean, so I think this add this up. It says below there 1991. So you can roughly calculate that the Super Nintendo is in today's money 320 euros, and the normal back at that time, like 7 or so years old, or six years old, and then Nintendo was like roughly 190 euros. So, which reflects current console prices rather well, I would say. I mean, we have now some extreme cases with really ridiculous prices, but what we also have is, wait a second, I will quickly switch on my speedometer. Okay. And don't do this, by the way, while driving. That's not good. Okay, wait a second. I quickly need to do some actual driving stuff. Then the hopefully non-crashing part of this ordeal. I'm still a little bit unhappy with the exchange of the mirrors. I wanted to have digital mirrors. That's not fair. Now I have to find out if I can actually convert those mirrors on this truck chassis. It's called chassis, or is, well, whatever you need. The housing we're sitting in. To... Oh, I should go a bit slower here. Okay, it's 80 again. Okay. So. Oh, do we get on a motorway again? So far, it's quite okay to try to drive the tanker. Okay, a bit slower would be good. Oh, it starts raining. Haven't had rain in a long while. No, well, we had one yesterday. When trying out the new truck. And I assume we have auto wipers. But they're somehow not on. Need to check that out at some point. Anyway, back to our topic. If you look here, somewhere I also had the prices of games. Back here is too small, but many of those here say like 69 and stuff like that. Are my lights on? Dude. Why does it say? Why does the new truck tell us if the lights are on or not? I have no clue. Well, we'll find out when it's night. So, if we go down here, I mean, this one absolutely takes. This is incredible. You have to see this because this is like, I mean, absolutely amazing. We are now in the times of Nintendo 64, so we are roughly in, say, 96, 97, 98, somewhere there. 69 euros. Sorry, Deutschmarks back then for the Game Boy Game Boy Color at that time already, I think. Which means roughly in today's money, I'd say close to 55, 60. But then 99 for the PlayStation, which is like we'd say 85 euro game, and two of those is nothing like special. It's not, I don't think, even very special games, if I see it correctly. I mean, 85 euros for one game. And then the Nintendo 64. This one is absolutely the winner. 159. So, which means if you convert it, this is 120, I think I converted before, 23 or 26 euros for one game. I mean, convince your parents to buy you one game for 126 euros. And now you know why young children in the 80s and 90s went totally mental when they received such a thing for Christmas, because Christmas or the birthday, because this is pretty much the only time when you receive those games, because it was really something very, very special. I'm not saying that today's prices are cheaper or anything. I just want to point out it's pretty much the same, always has been, as far as Nintendo goes at least. And speaking with computer games like the ones from Steam, I hardly ever had a time in my life when computer games were actually so cheap, so absolutely awesome cheap. I'm so happy with something like Steam. I know it's like the whole license thing, so basically, why is the Austrian police in what I assume to be the Czech Republic? Huh? Or am I in Austria back again? What are you guys doing here? You really shouldn't be here. It's not your place to be. Or am I somehow in Austria? I should look on the map. Well, whatever. Well, anyway, but that's what I wanted to show for today. This is my discussion topic for today, is the gaming prices and how they have changed. Pretty much not at all. But as far as console prices and so on, but those have been quite stable from what I can tell ever since the 80s. They pretty much charge the same money, and I think nowadays is even a better deal for them, because back in those days, I mean, although the games were cool and all, but you pretty much needed a handful of people to create them. Nowadays, with all the finicky technology, and some games have become so big, you need a way bigger teams, but then you also have bigger markets to sell your games. But at the end of the day, it never really has changed much. Even on speaking from the Nintendo 64, it's got a bit lower, because I've yet to see a game, a new one right now in the stores. Maybe there is one, I don't know, but those were pretty not very special games for 159 and 149. I assume that this advertisement is also quite early on in the Nintendo 64's life cycle, because in regards to how expensive those things actually are on this ad. So it must have been quite new, because prices went down later on, as far as I remember. I also remember me buying Nintendo 64 with my own money, but it was a used one, so I had a little job next to school when I was like 15 or so years old, and I earned a little money on the side for my little pocket money, put some money together, and ultimately for me and my brother is 10 years younger than me, I bought the Nintendo 64 with a couple of games, and we had such a great time. Seriously, it was an amazing console. Later on, so I bought it used from one of those used games, when it's some GameStopper or some kind of, when those things were quite big. And later on, sold it again and exchanged it. I can very well remember. I think we should put some petrol into the old beast. New beast, actually. So, let's go. Oh. No, wrong. Button. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to call anyone. Leave the menu, please. I'm sorry. I dropped my mouse. I somehow activated this menu. Now I don't want this. So, I want to put some petrol in the beast. Yes. Switch off the car. Ah, no. Somehow touched the wrong button. Okay, let's go again. But this truck is actually nice to drive. Really convenient truck. Good truck. I want to have my digital mirrors again. But in all, good truck. Easy to drive. Really easy to drive. So where was I with the games? Back then they were really expensive, or pretty much the same price as nowadays. Yeah, with that one. So I assume it's quite early on in the living cycle of the Nintendo 64, and they bought one for me and my brother when it was already used. And later on sold it again at the same store and exchanged it for a Dreamcast, which later on my brother ruined by... shit. Well, yes. Yes, 780 horses. Undefined. Come on, you are Austrian police. There's none of your business here. This is the Czech Republic, at least I think so. Anyway, yeah, and we had a blast playing San Francisco Rush. I mean, you have to imagine back then, the Nintendo 64 in its time was really absolutely amazing. So I can remember spending some time with my aunt, and she told me, well, there's this new thing this new entertainment console because she used to have an old Nintendo, and one of her buddies was at the time in America on a holiday, and he told her there's this new thing coming out with everything in 3D, and this was like the coolest thing ever. I really had no idea of how those 3D worlds, I mean, we played a little bit of Doom and stuff, but like in terms of Nintendo worlds would look like. And then I have to really say, Super Mario for the Nintendo 64 was not a disappointment when it was new. It was like this, pretty much something you barely had seen before, especially Super Mario worlds, not like Doom and stuff, because there were already some 3D things on the earlier PlayStation, but like Super Mario was king, and having this in 3D was next level coolness. Well, yeah, but that's the story I wanted to tell you for today. How gaming prices haven't really changed, at least as far as consoles and especially Nintendo goes, all that much over the decades. They really ignore the back mirror, do they? So, I think we will take one of those places ahead of us. And then we might call it a day, because I'm not that sure how far we need to go afterwards to find the next... Oh, there's no truck dealer. Look at that. Can I sleep here with my brand spanking new Volvo? Do you have some... Do you accommodate the competition? Let's see. Yes, it works. I can sleep here. Okay. But it's finicky to park it correctly. Right. Okay, here we go. So, my lovely people, thanks for coming along with me with today's talking point or topic of the, how gaming prices haven't changed all that much. Hope you had some fun. I know that... I'm just kind of stealing a sentence. I know that I did, but I think that's from Josh. So sorry, Josh. Let's game it out, by the way. Not wanting to steal your slogan, your sentence. So, but I had fun. I really had. It was good. Now put the video together. Make a nice thumbnail from our cool new truck, even with this glorious back clouds at the moment. Well, then do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and I see you in the next one. See you, bye bye.